I decided to put these two cameras head to head. I'm gonna do a battle with these. Which one is better? If you're a camera enthusiast or photo enthusiast and you have already, let's say you have some kind of body and you need a second body, a spare body, just to be a backup body, one of these might be an option for you. Or if you're just starting to do photography and want to get a mirrorless camera, either one of these might be an option. This is EM1, this is not EM1, this is EM5 Mark II and this is EM10 Mark III. And so this is the old guy, the old veteran, and this is the young contender. Let's see which one is better. Stick around to see. Hi there, I'm Peter Forsgard, an Olympus visionary and a professional photographer from Helsinki, Finland. And before we start to compare these two cameras, please consider to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell so you get notified when there is a new video online. My channel is all about you getting to be a better photographer. But let's start. What do you think? Who's gonna win the battle? The old contender, is it that a contender? No, the old veteran and the young contender. Please vote before you watch the video and let's see what the results are. And round one is all about megapixels. Both of these cameras have a 16 megapixel sensor. So is it a tie? What do you think? Well, no, it isn't a tie, because the EM5 Mark II has the high-res mode. So you can get a 63 megapixel image with this when using the high-res mode. So the first round goes to the old veteran, EM5 Mark II. And round two is the look and feel. I know that this one is very, very personal because of the look and feel. But on the other hand, most of the rounds are matter of opinion. So don't take them literally. Of course, the megapixel thing is quite obvious, and if there is anything else that can be measured, that is of course quite self-explanatory. But the look and feel, that's all up to you. And if you are getting one of these cameras, my advice is to you that you go to a camera store and try them out. Test how they feel in your hand. But what are my opinions on this? And this one actually goes to the young contender, because this one is a lot better in my hand straight out of the box. As you can see, on the EM5 Mark II, I need to have the extra grip on it, which I always forget what it is because all these funny names. This one is HLD 8J, or G actually. I always say that wrong. But anyways, this one needs something else. This is better out of the box to hold in my hand. So this one goes to the young contender. And before we get into the round three, I want to tell you what the building behind me is. That's actually the Helsinki Olympic Stadium, and it was built in 1938. It actually was ready, and because the Olympics was supposed to be in 1940, but there were some other battles going on during that time, so the Olympics were finally held in 1952. And as you probably see, the Olympic Stadium is under renovation right now, and it should be ready next year. So this was a fun fact from Finland on this video. And round three is all about handling. On this one, I might be a bit biased because I have been using the OMD EM5 Mark II quite a lot, and the EM10 Mark III is not that familiar to me. So in that sense, I would say that my bias makes me give the point to the EM5 Mark II. But there is actually a really good explanation why that is so. That's because it has a lot more customizable buttons. It has maximum of 9 different customizable buttons, and when switching the leveler to another position you get 2 more. But the EM1, I'm always saying the EM1, it's EM10 Mark III has only 2. Let me check that if I'm correct, because I always forget these numbers. Yeah, it doesn't actually say how many it has in my in my script, so sorry, I will put a text around here where how many it is. But this one goes to EM5 Mark II because of it's more customizable with the buttons. So the old veteran leads 2-1, and the contender needs to shape up a bit. Let's see what happens in the next round. And round 4 is the LCD screen. The EM5 Mark II has a so-called articulating screen, and it's actually hard to have 2 cameras in your hand with no straps on them. And this one, the E-M10 Mark III, has a tilting screen. And for still photography, which this is all about mostly, I actually prefer the tilting screen when making images. For video, this one is a bit better, the articulating screen. And because I am the head judge, the dictator of this battle, and I will decide the winner, this round goes to the young contender because of the tilting screen, which I like a bit better when making images. Okay, this round is all about features. So round 5, the features. And this is going to be a tough one because both of these cameras are packed with different features. And the thing is that on the E-M10 Mark III, the user interface is a bit better, it's a bit more intuitive, and this is a more traditional way of showing them. So this is a bit hard, but both of these ways has its advantages. The E-M10 III user interface, as I said, is quite intuitive, but the special features has less control over the exposure than the traditional way of making the different features to be reached. So because of the less abilities to affect the exposure, I have to give a tie for this one. And round 6, the flash. You know what the best way to have 2 cameras in your hand? It's like holding a baby here. You know, 2 babies here. But both of these cameras comes with a flash. The E-M5 Mark II has a external flash. You know, I need to check what it is. The name is FLLM3, and it's a separate flash. Unfortunately, I don't have it with me, but you can check it out what it looks like from here. And the E-M10 Mark III comes with a pop-up flash, which can be turned on so it pops up. And one thing about a flash like this, never, and I mean never means never, and that means never use it as your main light. It's no good for that. The only good thing about these flashes is that both of these cameras have the RC mode, so that you can control an external flash with these, an external Olympus flash with these. And on this round, I have to give the point to this one because you won't lose the flash. As you probably saw that I don't have it with me here because I don't know where it is, but I know where this flash is, so that's why the E-M10 Mark III gets the points on this one. And round 7 is about the image stabilizer. All the new Olympus cameras, OMDs and paint cameras have a very, very effective image stabilizer. And this one is actually better on the paper, so that will decide which one is better. So this round goes to E-M5 Mark II because it has a 5-stop image stabilizer and the young contender has only 4. Only 4, which is more than most cameras have. Okay, round 8 I think it is, and it's all about video features. When the E-M5 Mark II came to the market, it was in a way a revolutionary camera for video because of its very good image stabilizer. It was actually one of the first cameras when you could actually make videos handheld. And I used this quite a lot for video back in the days when this was new. But the maximum resolution on the video is full HD because 4K on that time wasn't very popular in or not very used in mirrorless and DSLR cameras at that time. So can the 4K video beat the old veteran, the old guy from the video world on this one? So it's pretty windy. I hope the sound is good because my cameraman doesn't have his earphones because I forgot them. The other thing that I forgot. But let's go back to the video qualities. Yes, and this can shoot 4K. And for casual video shooting, either one goes. But I personally prefer 4K because the ability you have to crop the video afterwards, after you shot it in post. You can crop the image in post quite a bit. And that makes the video more interesting when you can do some cropping. So I have to say that the old veteran is kicked out of the top spot in video. So this one is for video. And the other reason is that this is not a battle between the video cameras and it's not battle between pro cameras. And this is more of a casual video. So I go for this one, the E-M10 Mark III. Round 9, maybe the most interesting for you guys, is the image quality. In theory, the E-M10 Mark III should give you a bit better image quality than the E-M5 Mark II, and that's because this one has the TruePic 8, I was gonna say sensor, but it's actually a processor, and this one has the TruePic 7. So in theory, the young contender should be more fresh on the image quality. But I don't believe in processors that much. I believe in image quality, so I want to test. And I'm gonna show you some images that I took before. Now I'm gonna drop everything because I'm gonna open my bag and put these in the bag and start heading to my office. And while I travel back to my office, you can enjoy the images that I took. And then when I'm at my desk, I will tell you which one has better image quality. See you in a minute. Hope you enjoyed the images. To be honest, when I looked at the images very closely, I could not find any difference between the image quality of these two cameras. I also made a few images with 1600 ISO and no difference in there either. So the better processor in the E-M10 Mark III does not affect the image quality at all. So there isn't any difference in the image quality. So this round is a tie. And it happened so that the E-M10 Mark III wins by 1 point. And to be honest, I was a bit surprised. I would have thought that the E-M5 would win this, but yes, this concludes my test and head-to-head battle with these two cameras. But hey, thanks for watching and bye for now.